Hi, and thank you for visiting my channel. For more information, kindly subscribe and follow. Now let's get started. Paul Heyman is one of the integral parts of behind-the-scene duties in WWE. He is also the special counsel to the undisputed WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns. The former WWE SmackDown Women's Champion Ronda Rousey recently spoke about possibly having Heyman in her corner as manager. Ronda Rousey is open to working with Paul Heyman. Heyman is currently on a hiatus. On last week's edition of Baddest Stream on her Facebook gaming channel, a user with the simple alias Roman Reigns asked, "What do you think of Roman Reigns?" into the chat. Her response was straightforward: "I think he's great." But she also added, "I'm very jealous he has Paul Heyman as his advocate." A few minutes later, another user piped in, "Would you let Paul Heyman be on your side of the ring with you?" And again, Rousey was to the point, saying, "Definitely, without a doubt, without hesitation." According to Wrestling Observer Newsletter, Rousey wasn't scheduled to travel to the UK as of midweek. Therefore, she has been pulled from the WWE Clash at the Castle Premium Live event. Rousey was recently fined an undisclosed amount and suspended for her controversial actions at SummerSlam 2022 Premium Live event. The baddest woman on the planet had challenged Liv Morgan in a rematch. She was eyeing to reclaim her gold at the event, but failed. The match had ended controversially. Rousey had Liv Morgan locked in an armbar, but the latter was in a half-standing position. Rousey's shoulders were pinned to the mat, which prompted the match official to begin his 3 count. However, he didn't see Morgan tapping out as her hand was near Rousey's feet, which were up in the air. Ronda Rousey was quite frustrated with the result, and that did not sit well with her. She attacked the champion and followed it up by attacking the WWE official whom she blamed for her loss. Wrestling fans had long wondered if there was more to Roman Reigns' meteoric rise to the top than met the eye. The undisputed WWE Universal Champion had dominated the scene for years, holding the title longer than anyone in recent memory. As the face of the company, Roman's success seemed almost untouchable, but when Ronda Rousey, a former UFC megastar and one of WWE's most outspoken figures, dropped a bombshell revelation about Roman, the entire wrestling world was shaken to its core. It was a regular Wednesday afternoon when Ronda, who had been relatively quiet since her controversial exit from WWE a few months prior, announced a live interview on her personal YouTube channel. The cryptic title read, "The truth about Roman Reigns, what WWE doesn't want you to know." Instantly, social media buzzed with speculation. Was Ronda about to expose a massive secret? Had she and Roman crossed paths in a way no one knew about? Fans flooded her channel, eager for answers. The interview begins. Ronda appeared on screen, calm but intense. Dressed in a black leather jacket, her hair pulled back in a no-nonsense ponytail, she leaned into the camera and smirked. "I know why you're all here," she began. "You want to know the truth about Roman Reigns. And trust me, it's not what you think." She paused, letting the tension build before diving in. "For years, I watched Roman rise to the top of WWE. At first, I was like everyone else, impressed by his athleticism, his presence, and his ability to hold the crowd in the palm of his hand. But over time, I started noticing things, subtle things. WWE isn't just about skill in the ring. It's a machine, and like any machine, there are gears turning behind the scenes that no one ever talks about." Ronda's words were cryptic, but she promised to break everything down. The backroom politics. Ronda explained that after the Shield's breakup, WWE executives knew Roman was going to be pushed as the next face of the company, but there were doubts. His initial face run was met with resistance, and fans weren't buying into him as the next big thing. "The thing about WWE is, they can't force the crowd to love you," Ronda continued. "No matter how much the higher-ups may want it, the fans choose their stars. That's why Roman was getting booed even when he was supposed to be the hero. But WWE was determined. According to Ronda, there was a meeting that took place between WWE's top brass, including Paul Heyman, Vince McMahon, and Triple H. It was during this meeting that a bold decision was made to turn Roman into the ultimate anti-hero. The tribal chief persona, which would see him dominate the company as a villain, was born out of necessity. They knew they had to make the fans respect him, Ronda revealed. Not love him, but respect him. And nothing commands respect like power. The plan worked better than anyone could have predicted. Roman's alliance with Paul Heyman, the systematic dismantling of his family to cement his status as the head of the table, and his sheer dominance over the roster made him not just a star but an icon. The truth about their relationship. But it wasn't just backstage politics that Ronda revealed. She also shared something deeply personal about her own relationship with Roman. People don't know this, but Roman and I used to train together, Ronda confessed. Back when I was transitioning from UFC to WWE, Roman was one of the people who helped me adjust to the wrestling world. We sparred, talked strategy, and he was one of the few who actually believed in me from the beginning. However, things took a dark turn. Ronda explained that as Roman's star continued to rise, their friendship began to strain. The more powerful he became in WWE, the less he seemed like the Roman I knew. He became colder, more distant. And it wasn't just to me, it was to everyone around him. It was like he'd bought into his own hype, like he really believed he was this all-powerful tribal chief. Ronda hinted that behind the scenes, Roman had become almost untouchable, not just in the ring but in the locker room as well. There's this aura around him now, she said. No one dares to challenge him, not because they can't, but because they're afraid of what will happen if they do. The final straw. The interview took a dramatic turn when Ronda revealed the real reason she left WWE. A lot of people think I left because of creative differences or because I wanted to go back to MMA, she said. But the truth is, I left because of Roman. I saw what he was becoming, and I didn't want to be part of a company that let one person have that much control. She recounted a moment just before her final match, where Roman allegedly confronted her backstage. He told me, "This is my yard now, Ronda. There's no room for anyone else at the top." And I realized then, he wasn't joking. He wasn't playing a character. He meant it. Ronda admitted that walking away from WWE was one of the hardest decisions she ever made, but she knew it was the right one. I couldn't stand by and watch as Roman manipulated the system to stay on top, she said. He's not the hero people think he is. He's more dangerous than that, because he's convinced himself that he's untouchable. What's next? As the interview ended, Ronda left fans with a chilling message. Roman Reigns might be the biggest star in WWE right now, but every empire falls eventually. And when his does, it's going to be spectacular.